start it up.
And
But yeah,
I did see something else from my list. Only because we just left the whole city. There's a couple things in the party loot like uh, aura construct bodies and deactivated slash damaged detention
Oh,
drone and various
yeah.
parts. um, we scavenged those for a reason. I think at least the aura constructs we can loot with a penalty. We already talked about that.
yep.
But I don't really know how mechanically to use the other drone parts. Do you have an idea of what that might be? Or is it just purely sell for stuff?
I think you could do sell. The other option I would throw in is because of some of the research paths you're kind of on, Strike, I would say it could be maybe incorporated into like bonuses to those roles or advantage because the idea is like you have something practical to compare to like the stuff you're reading about.
Okay.
Hands-on learning.
Hmm?
Sounds good.
Yeah. And all very good questions because you all are trekking back, now leaving behind the torn and sundered ruins of the once great city of Yithrin that flew above the lands of the Sword's Coast back when the Netheril Empire ruled high. And instead, leave it to the Order of the Many-Starred Cloak to rummage through the remains, uncover what treasures might remain, and also hold down and investigate the mysterious obsidian obelisk, an artifact that the denizens of Netheril called the Crux Eternum. And what you believe is just one of several pieces to the height of Netheril's magic. But you leave it to the Order now to conduct their investigations, understanding maybe where your limitations lie, and hoping that the Order can keep this object both under control and out of maybe undeserving hands, knowing that whatever this artifact is tied to the visions you had before, and whatever that mysterious movement is, this group who seems to take hold in the shadows, and who have already ravaged at least one city, Undrick Thawes, in the Underdark. So with that, you all were trekking back with the other injured or mercenaries who are kind of ending their contracts here. And your route, your carriage, aimed for the town of Phandelver, which has become your hometown in recent months, or your residence, I should say. And takes a little bit of time to finally make your way back. I think the actual travel time, pull it up here, is something like a week's worth, or a little longer, actually. Just over a week to get all the way back to Phandelver on the high road. Thankfully, with the other kind of folks here and a little bit of that guards, there's no real issues. Okay, I have it. Because you guys rested one day at the city ruins. It takes about 4 days through the swamp to get back to Lylon, and then a week to get to Phandelver. It's quite a while. But as you travel through, I do want to touch base if there's anything anyone wanted to go back and talk about while traveling. If not, we can just move forward to you guys returning to Phandelver.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, from a distance, how is Ami doing?
Are you asking me?
Well,
No,
No,
yeah,
I'm asking
like,
Shruti. Is Shruti asking?
yeah,
Oh, like directly.
I think-
yes.
I think it's from a distance. Kairos just watching, so he won't approach Ame or ask him anything. He'll just be watching him to see, like, physically, and maybe like if anything is crazy on a magic level with him.
I don't think Ame's doing well, if I'm being honest. He lost his arm, and I think too it's just really traumatic for him. And like as you know of Ame, he's been a fighter for a good portion of his life, and losing a part of his body that he uses to fight is pretty big. And I don't think he is quite at that point of fully processing it, so I think he really on the way back at least, has just truly like withdrawn into himself. He's really not trying to like talk to anyone. He's not trying to really check up on anyone. It's just he is in his own head thinking about things.
Okay. Oh
I
boy.
think too, also, Shrini, I want to say though, I think he probably notices Kairos looking because he's also, Ame too really he cares for Kairos quite a bit, and I think again, this is just thinking to himself like Kairos also really got hurt during that fight, and it's just I don't know. I don't think he anticipated the damage that could be done to their party, and Kairos and him got and V got the worst of it, honestly. So
Oh no.
that's another thing too. He also has to process that V is gone.
It's gone. Yeah, I think if you see Kairos, you're just taking down notes of things happening. But another thing, like, is it like Pranav, is anything happening with the sword to Ame? Like anything reaction to him whatsoever? Okay.
As to Ame and his sword, you can give me an Arcana check though, if you really want to take a look. But
I'm
I'm
not
gonna actually
exhausted anymore,
say
right?
it's. I'm still gonna say it's at disadvantage because I think Ame. You might have mentioned this before, but you're being a little bit more close with your sword, right? Like you're not really
Oh
drawing
no.
it or doing anything with it.
Yeah, like I don't think I'm trying to do anything with it, but I think Ame is really protective of it right now because things happen. He doesn't want it to happen to anyone else, so I'm gonna hold on to it.
Okay. Disadvantage, Arcana, 12.
Okay. No, looks pretty much the same as usual. No major changes that you can tell.
Besides the obvious.
Yeah, I think Kairos himself is just like worried because of like the vision he had in his mind of Ame's patron or deity, whatever that's affecting him. Yeah, other than that, I think Kairos is going to be riding silently. He's going to be observing the group, like trying to see any like individual moods from each of them to see like how is everyone holding up almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
You want? Oh, sorry, go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead. No, you can finish if that's related.
No. You can go, Brian.
I guess Strike will kind of hang back with Lady Sarah to kind of act as a informal guide. You know, probably in a very obvious way, introducing her to very like obvious things that are about the surface. um, like this here is a well, you can kind of see in the distance there is that's an ocean, a large body of water, probably much bigger than what you might have seen on the surface. So large that you really can't see the other side. And it kind of because of this soil and the silt kind of makes this bog here on the coast, and that's where we are right now. Um, and this coast goes for many miles. There's a very interesting um, stretch of land down south called the Menagerie Coast, which if you have some travels, there might be some fun little cities to visit. Anyway, our little homestead is back northwest a bit, northeast a bit. So we're gonna head that way. I know you wanted us to be a bit more of a guide, but we do have some obligations. I suppose you'd like to come along with us.
My initial request for your guidance was an ill term to use to what I need. I have many things to consider, and if you are amenable to it, I would like to wait until we find ourselves in your homestead before delving further into that topic.
So you're saying like you'd like to hold back some information until you're where we live?
Well, that's certainly a ominous way to put it. But yes, I've spent this time traveling amongst you, trying to gather my bearings, and so to try and glean something of your character.
Well, I don't. From my culture or the cultures I'm familiar with, I'm not too worried about my character in that regard. But I'm just not very well versed in some of the cultures from the Underdark. You mind cluing me in on what you might be looking for? For example, I know a little bit about the Drow, and a good character of a Drow is not necessarily good character of a halfling. You know?
In due time. However, I do have a question for you, as well as your group. It's my understanding that you are a tight-knit company of sellswords. Is that correct?
No. Well, first off, I'd say we're tight knit in the sense that we've known each other for a series of months, and we do have some property together. We've fought and almost died next to each other, so in that regard, we're tight. Um, but there's still a lot of things we're learning day to day about each other, and no, I would not call ourselves sellswords. Not in a pure sense. I think maybe we're maybe consider us more of guardians for the general area. Yeah, I think that might be a better term.
I was under the impression that you were hired by that order of magic users to fight on their behalf. I've
Ah,
seen the catastrophic injuries you have suffered undergoing said task.
well, maybe in a very specific sense, we were hired to potentially fight, but it was really to try to understand what's the ruins that we found and try to identify uh, some of the artifacts there. And it's really the exploration of those artifacts that we were hired for and that we're interested in. We wouldn't really go take a contract, or at least I wouldn't. I don't believe the rest would take a contract just to invade a friendly town. We're not up for hire for anybody, but if it's to protect the general public or extend, at least in my case, and maybe even Kairos's case, extend magical knowledge, then yeah, I think we're up for hire.
I see. And this knowledge you pursue, I assume it's not for a purely academic reason.
Well, for me, no, I'm not an academic. Never really went to school except for trades. Um, Kairos, well, maybe ask him. But I think even for him, it's not necessarily just for the accumulation of knowledge. Knowledge has a use.
And what use do you intend to use this knowledge for?
Well, I have a few projects in mind, things I want to build. Generally, in a broad sense, I want to be able to offer some high quality items, magical items for the people in the area. Uh, and I think there's a certain amount of pride in those creating a high level object, that I might be able to attach my name to. But there's some personal projects that I'm researching, more of a long term thing.
You've no greater aspirations beyond being a craftsman, then?
Nope. I was a family man for quite a while. Simple craftsman, small shop. Broadened my horizons a little bit, with a bit of wandering and trying to identify ways of making these items a bit more complex. But yeah, I can safely say that I'm fairly well driven on craftsmanship.
And your creations, are they used only by those trusted close to you? Or do you sell them to any who have the gold for them?
Well, I've most of the time it stays here in the group, but or I carry it here in this dimensional bag. But there have been a couple that I've sold off to other craftsmen, not necessarily to fighting types. But I don't have any responsibility once I hand them off to this particular vendor. I don't know where they end up afterwards.
I see. And your other companions, what is it they aspire to?
That's a pretty hard question. I think maybe we can broaden the conversation and have them respond.
I have no desire to pry where I am unwanted. More so, I find it useful to have perspectives of those who have experience with said person rather from the person themselves. After
So
all, it's hardly accurate for one to give an true perspective on themselves. After all, it's not as if they see themselves as others do.
that's a fair assessment. Then again, maybe I can give general comments, but I don't think I know specifics. But speaking of which, I'm fine with giving you some details of me. That's my decision. Um, I'll keep things general about the rest, just because, to be fair, we just met. Offering up too much information might be foolhardy. To be fair, the only thing I'm going on as far as trust is that cone of truth that you cast, and the things you said. We haven't really run into any type of conflict with you for you to show your true colors. So, understandably, I'm a bit reserved.
As you should be. Caution is what keeps you alive.
Now, maybe with broad strokes here, we got Gyros here is our wizard, who call it classically trained and is out for an adventure. We have Alme, the wandering swordsman. Uh, we have Nixia here, who's a newcomer, but she comes down from the north. Um, And well, we did have someone that recently departed. Yeah, but that's it in us. That's us in a nutshell.
Hmm. You have my condolences for your loss.
We only knew them for a short time, but it was what's the word? Um, to be honest, I can't think about a good, clever word for this. Well, we knew her very intimately in a very short amount of time, so it did hurt, yeah. And so thank you.
I suppose with that, yeah. Sarah would kind of end that conversation, but stick around and allow you to play the tour guide as you're so doing so.
Yeah. Strike kind of showing around. Um, and yeah, is there anything else anyone else wants to? Sorry, guys. I'm getting work messages at 7.
Okay. I have a side comment for Ren. We talked a couple sessions ago about a barrier tattoo.
Yeah.
And I was just looking up the recipe for how to create that, and the enchanting. This kind of feeds into the question I had before. The enchanting part of that is something that Strike is not very good at, so it is going to be risky. I mean, the likelihood of it working is probably decent, but there might be some side effects if things go poorly. How crafting works in this game is that like there's a DC, and if you get below the DC, it still works, it's still successful, but there's some like minor, potentially annoying flaws that go along with it. So it could be flavorful and fun, but it also could be annoying. And personally, I'm a bit scarred after almost destroying Ame's shield a while ago.
I'll also add, you guys are getting some magical item recipes delivered to Phandelver, so you can always wait to see what comes through and then kind of reevaluate how you want to go forward. But yeah, you're continuing on this trail all the way back to the town. And if there's no other callouts, you guys just kind of go around, just some introductions, mostly just time to reflect as we turn to Ame one day on this trail. I think you said you wanted to try something, right?
I did.
Okay.
I don't want to. Well, I said I was, but I'm gonna poke my patron, but not in the sense that I want to like harness any of its power, but I just want to like test that connection. Like, what's it feeling like right now? Do I get a sense that this thing is really distant from me, or do I get a sense that this thing is like right there?
Yeah.
No, don't do it.
I'm gonna do it. Shut up, Shirley.
Give me a charisma saving throw as you reach out, kind of following
Pray
that
for
same
me.
connection.
I think I'm okay.
21. What does it look like as you were trying to communicate? Is it just like almost like a meditative state? Are you kind of off by yourself, maybe on a horseback or to the side of one of the carriages? Or do you do this at night?
I think I'm a. Yeah, I think he'd definitely be by himself. Or if he is around people, again, he's not really focusing on who or what is around him, but it's just like in his mind to himself, like trying again to test that connection. He's not saying anything, he's not doing anything, but it's just in his head. Like, what is there? Where are you? Are you really distant from me right now, or are you like close enough to me to where if it were in the material plane, like I could touch it?
With 21, you're sending all these ideas, these questions. It's almost like constructed questions. But what you really get back is a feeling. Because every time you've reached out through the sword, it's always felt like a distant storm. Maybe a day or two away. Something that you're barely catching a shift in the wind for. But now, as you reach along, it almost feels like a little bit of static, like a spark just at the tip of your fingers that you can reach for. It doesn't feel like all of the patron is right there next to you, but it feels like whatever's happened with the blade has brought you closer. And I'm going to ask for... we're going to call this either Insight or Arcana. I'll say Investigation or Perception if you want to use like the classic senses. But any of those four.
I'll use Perception. Actually, can I look at something real quick?
Yeah, no worries.
Let me see. Could I, if I did Insight, could I use an exploit die for it, or no?
Let me double check, because I think I might have updated your exploits here. If I tried ordering them, let's see. So if you use...
I was going to use Inquisitive Eye?
Oh, that's right, you swapped some of them. Is Inquisitive Eye the one? I was also going to say Streetwise was, I think, maybe the alternative version. But it's when you make an investigation check. It says in a settlement, but I think this is a personal enough connection that I'll let it work here. You can use Charisma instead of Intelligence, and you can treat the D20 as a minimum of 8. So if you roll lower than an 8, we'll still treat it like an 8.
Oh, okay. Can I do that?
Yeah, you can go for that.
If I could add my Charisma modifier on top of that.
It will be Charisma instead of Intelligence. So your Intelligence modifier is a -1. So you're actually going to be adding...
no! Never mind. I take it back. I'm just going to roll Perception.
No. It's going to replace the -1. So instead of -1, you're going to get +4. That's the idea. So it's a big swing.
It doesn't matter. My Perception's a +4 anyway, so I'll just roll with that.
Go for it.
Let us see. Is that a 15? Nice.
On a 19, for a moment, your vision doesn't shift, but you hear, again closer, the rattling of chains. Familiar to what you've seen on the mountaintop. Something straining against the steel, holding it back. But the thing you catch on the 19, the sound of heavy chains falling, hitting the earth, the mud atop that mountain. Not all of them, but some of them.
Does it say anything?
You just get that, you kind of, I think you pick up on that 19, that whatever it is, it's a little bit more free than it was before. A little bit more able to move. And in turn, you feel it a little closer, a little stronger connection. And you know what's shifted with the blade. You can sense that power is that much closer. And you might be able to call upon something kind of like what you experienced in the dungeon. Not quite the same, but something similar. Which I think we talked about is some of the new stuff in the sword.
Yeah. Great, that's all I wanted to do.
Perfect. And who knows, maybe there'll be an interesting dream sometime in the near future. But for
Please!
now, it's all quiet out on these open fields besides the high road. And day by day, the carts roll their wheels over the somewhat dirt paths, but nothing bothering you all. And eventually the familiar palisade of Phandelver approaches the red cloaks of the town militia, and a few people kind of calling out in recognition as the infamous Seeker 6 makes their way back home. You all are here in Phandelver. is there
It-
anything you guys do immediately as you make your way back?
Go to my room.
Fair enough.
I think taking a step back for just a second, maybe on like day one of the trip, I'll point out to Sarah. Like, see, this here is grass. There's a lot of it on the way out to the town, and this is a wagon. See these wheels? I assume that you have wheels underground. They're pretty fundamental to life up here. Um,
Yes, my people are aware of the concept of the wheel.
mm, I see. This is like the building blocks of of what I do. I just want to make sure that you're aware.
To
And
fill you a bone, I have sparse knowledge of the surface, information that has been kept with my people. In regards to simple things, such as grass and wagons, you need not explain such concepts to me as if I'm a hatchling.
oh, well, I apologize. I just didn't want to presume. It's nothing's worse than just walking around figuratively in the dark. No judgment on that, by the way. And speaking of which, do you have any sensitivity to the light up here, the sun?
I found the sun annoying the first few days of travel, but I've grown accustomed to it now. It's a pleasing feeling, having its rays warm.
I agree. I spend a lot of time outdoors. And hey, look, well, we're heading up on our destination here. This here is Phandelver. Back when we first visited, it was just a small mining town, and I think because we settled in the area, I think things have built up a bit. Maybe because the people feel safe. Maybe because we brought some new resources to the area. But this is Phandelver, um, and I'm gonna stick my neck out a little bit and vouch for you so you can get into the town since you're with us. But I want to make something clear. If there's any trouble from you, judgment will be swift. I don't. I can guess maybe you're a bit stronger than me, but rest assured that if anything goes wrong, we will be able to take care of you.
Understandable. But to assure you I am a civilized being and not a criminal, I shall adhere to your laws.
Again, we speak about character, but I don't. I don't. You haven't told us much about your own culture, so
In
healthy,
many
healthy
ways, it's
dollars.
similar to yours, in a general sense, I suppose. If anything, my people are far more structured than what I've witnessed so far, compared to yours.
All right. Well, just wanted to warn you. And here we go. It looks like the red brands are waving us in.
And that they do. You all are recognizable enough. No toll or anything like that for your entry, as you are instead welcomed in. As those up front in the gate go ahead and rush on over to send somebody to inform the captain of Phandelver's military forces, none other than Sir Sildar Hallwinter. But for nobody initially interrupts you, just somebody goes to send off a message, and you all are welcome to return back and just start going up the hill towards your manor. For whatever you'd like to do, whether it's Kairos returning to your room immediately, anything else that anyone else is searching for. But you guys are back in Phandelver and in this little period of downtime. And I'll say, is there anything you want to do this first day before we kind of jump into whatever people or things kind of happen or approach?
Yeah, Strike is definitely a bit nervous. kind of background nervousness even across the whole trip. Because this little trinket that he made broke during the latest adventure, and it's pretty important. The so if you, I need a, he's probably gonna craft while everyone's down for the night, and only take the minimum amount of sleep, which I think is
4 hours
Was it-
for strike.
4 hours. Well, that's for sleep. Or the downtime per day is was it
Oh, I think strike can take up to what, 12? Or
12?
was it 16 hours? I think you can do double. I think normally it's like 8, but I think strike can do double because of the elven, you know.
He only needs 4 hours of meditative like trance stuff, but so it depends on how many hours we're not traveling per day. But is it? It's not
Oh, you're talking about during the travels.
during the yes, yeah. Sorry.
So that would just be whatever that 4-hour differential is, each night between everyone else settling down and then strike kind of not partaking in watch and just getting minimum 4 hours of rest and then the other 4 hours crafting.
Okay. So that what's the total?
And that would be, I think during the swampland that'd be a little less. So we're gonna do. I'll do some quick math to see. You'd have 36 hours of crafting time over that trip.
Okay, so he still has the reason why it matters is he still has some. Oh no, he all right. He finishes that. I'm just gonna do a quick roll. It's purely just mechanical or Tinker's tools check. Okay. Yeah.
Whatever's broken is not broken anymore.
Yeah, because of the
What the-
repairing rules, there is some gold necessary.
Yep.
I just don't know how much that is, but I'll have to deduct that.
Yeah, we can mark it down later. For now, I'll make note in party loot that there is a deduction for later.
All right. And immediately, Strike's going to try to use that and settle back. Maybe I think Nesna has the forge. Is that true? We didn't just like leave it somewhere. It doesn't have the power source, but it's not broke.
No, it is non-functional right now because it doesn't have the power
totally
source.
okay.
So, I'll leave it to you guys. I don't know if we actually clarified last time if Nesna took it to keep safeguard or if you guys left it with somebody in town. But I
If it was
think
damaged, he might have kept it.
I vaguely remember them handing it off to him.
To Nesna, which is a woman, but okay.
I thought Nesna handed it back to you, right?
That's a man, baby.
She is pretty badass. Not that
yeah,
is an exclusive trait of men. That I should retract that.
I think what happened is you guys were supposed to give it to her, but it was broken, and she's like, "What are we supposed to do?" And she's like, "If you don't fix this, I'll kill you."
Yeah.
Very classic. And I think what she said in the meantime, what she was doing was investigating what had happened, right? Like these cultists, these individuals, trying to follow up on that. So for now, what we can say is you guys have had the forge. It's right now in the bag of holding is just a inactive hunk of metal.
Okay. So in that case, right when he has time, Strike is going to take the now fixed cylinder, go down to his enchanter, probably use what's his the resident there, the hired
Rasbin.
help. Yeah, Rasbin to assist with this, but he's really going to start trying to figure out how to make this work again with his little cylinder. So there's research involved there, and there's at least the initial role I think was that there is a possibility.
Yes.
We just have to figure out how.
Yep. So this could just be like downtime rolls of research as you're investigating, because the other aspect was trying to figure out power source for either the forge or for Veda, who is also dead. Yeah, Strike is immediately back on trying to figure out how to fix those things. Kairos, you're back in your room. I assume this is for the spell scroll and all that kind of business. anything from Ame or Nixia, now that you're back in Phandelin? Anybody or anything you want to do or figure out? Like anybody you want to talk to or anything you want to do? Let me clarify. That came off. Wrong order.
Hmm.
I think I think Nixia isn't doing too much on arrival, not without prompting. She's probably just outside in the back of the banner, the place she has designated as her room, the backyard.
Okay. So yeah, Nixia, you're just hanging out back, and because you're on the hill, you get a nice view of not only the town but surrounding farmland. It's pretty calm. It's pretty quiet out here, for the most part. And anything maybe on Ame's end that you want to do while you're back here?
I go find Kairos.
Yeah, you can find him. He's in his room as always.
I'm gonna go find Kairos. And I'm gonna knock on his door with my one hand.
Oh no.
Oh, come on. You have two now.
Yeah, you got a better one attached now, unless you took it off.
No, I haven't
I
taken
feel
it.
like I feel like Ame would take it off. Honestly, I feel like it's just,
Take it off.
I think so, because right now it feels really unnatural, and I think he's really appreciative of Strike for even giving it to him, but he's gonna hold on to it. But I don't think he is quite ready to adapt to it just yet. So I think he's gonna take it off, go back to his room, take it off, and then he's gonna go find Kairos and knock on his door.
I think Kairos will have his room locked for the first day at least.
Kairos, are
Sorry.
you in there?
No response.
I think Ame is just gonna just linger outside his door for a bit, but Kairos, if you need me, I'm here. All right. And he's gonna walk away.
Oh god.
Oof.
I'm sorry.
Emotional damage.
Do we have a? Is there like a? I know we have the temple, but is there some other kind of place of worship in here, like in Phandelin?
Let's see. Go ahead. Give me a quick. We'll call this investigation, or yeah, we'll go with investigation.
Okay.
Ame, go ahead and roll investigation. Let's see.
It's a 10.
What you've seen is the town has gotten a lot bigger, right? A lot more folks coming in. So there might be, like, from what you've seen or picked up, there's definitely folks who are not all, like, you know, Lady Luck worshippers, or not like direct worshippers of Lady Luck. But it's more like personal, right? You know what I mean? There's no like
Mhm.
like most of the folks worshiping maybe the Morning Lord or the
Like house shrines,
agricultural
like,
deities.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like in their house they might have something, but the Shrine of Luck is still the main temple here. Though there are a few more people, and knowing Sister Grell, she does not ban or you know, she doesn't say no to people bringing in other totems or kind of statues of other deities. So you actually see that even though they still have the central dais with the massive coin kind of carving, there are a few almost side alcoves that she's like a little bit refurnished, worked on, that have been added on to the shrine since, that are like little alcoves for like the Morning Lord, right, and a few other kind of common deities here, but no more than like a handful.
I think I'm gonna. I don't want you to take too much time with this, but I think I am gonna go to the Temple of Luck and find one of those little alcoves and just sit by myself.
And I think, do you kind of give off the vibe of like you want to just be by yourself for a bit?
I think so, but also Ame is not going to turn anyone like directly away from him if they approach him, unless obviously he says so. But he's just gonna
think-
find a little spot and be by himself
I think what you
first.
see is Sister Girl just gives you a little nod, almost knowingly, and then make sure that none of the other worshippers or citizens of the town kind of go disturb you in that little alcove space, as well as the few other folks that work here now, because it's no longer only Sister Girl. There's a few other people helping her out, but she makes sure that nobody kind of disturbs you in that time.
I think Ame is just going to sit by himself probably for a while, and just sort of reflect on everything that's brought him to this point, why he's in Faerun, why he's with the Seeker Six, and just have a moment to himself and really just kind of ground himself in everything, because right now I think he feels really adrift and aimless, and he he's felt like that for a while, but I feel like now that things have changed, the situation has changed, it's really just difficult for him to be at peace. So I think that's what he's trying to do. He's just trying to find peace in something that is vaguely familiar to him, which is praying or worshiping. So he's just gonna be by himself for the evening.
Evening spent in meditation for Ame. Sarah, you wander the new accommodations you've been given. And if there's nothing else, your first day goes by pretty quiet and uneventful.
Oh, I do want to do that after kind of wandering around the mansion, or manor rather. Does this place have a dining hall?
Yep.
Staff?
Yep, it does.
Well, obviously, I do want to include, given that Sarah is wandering the manor, what's the state of the manor in terms of cleanliness and upkeep? Like, I imagine them kind of running a talon finger on tables and drawers and stuff, inspecting to see if there's dust.
It's actually kept pretty well for the most part because it is styled after a noble's manner, but it actually lacks a lot of maybe the more fine elements and gaudiness that you'd see in those spaces, which in a way makes life a lot easier for the staff here. They do not have to spend several hours a day cleaning some glass chandelier with all its nooks and crannies. It's a lot more straightforward, and it focuses more on efficiency and space. And so the place is pretty clean. There's a decent number of staff, and nobody really has had to deal with too much. Not since the manor almost blew up, but yeah, other than that, it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Or since the dead bodies. That took a while to clean, but now it's good.
And yeah, given that the party essentially ran off immediately to either go pout or do something, yeah. I imagine Sarah eventually, like I said, finds the dining hall.
Yep.
Yeah, I imagine this would be later in the day where, there's not many people running about. But, Sarah was going to cast something. Or rather, cast two spells, two of the same thing. Create food and water. Is there like a big long table in the dining hall?
There's like a large feast table. You see there's like a older lady who's kind of like off cleaning to the side, like an older dwarvish woman. And then off kind of toward the kitchen's area, there's like this little bit like more round, like orcish fellow who's like seemingly working on a bunch of like devices and stuff, but mainly you get the smell of spirits from that corner of the kitchen. But not too many other folks here right now.
Okay, yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, I suppose I just go to that large table and I'm going to cast create food and water twice to create, in total, 90 pounds of food.
90 pounds.
And then Sarah would take a seat and very refinedly and elegant, as if they're sitting at a table amidst nobles and the like, they are just going to start eating. the conjured food, making sure to use the proper utensils and the like.
Very tasty.
But yeah, pretty much, I suppose for the staff that are around, they would see that this weird bug person conjures up 90 pounds of food, sits down, and then proceeds to eat all of it in one sitting.
All of it. Wow.
Oh my god.
Unfortunately, Strikes could probably hold up, so he's not walking around. Probably missed this.
Yeah, Kairos is in his room.
Yeah, so
Just like
so none of the party's here, but you just see a couple of folks from the manor, who in this case I think it would be probably like, where is she? Yeah, it's like Tashora, the dwarven woman who's just like kind of watching in surprise and then more shock as you continue to eat. The orcish fellow Buck just kind of watching as well, and at some point just sets down his own little seat in the kitchen and just grabs like a couple drinks and just sits there sipping, watching you do this. And probably at some point would walk over and just pass a bottle of like what seems to be like locally brewed beer, just for something other than the very like bland food and water that you have in front of you. But you keep eating, and folks are watching, and at some point you might notice, kind of from the corners of your eyes, that maybe there's like a half dozen people, right? And by the time you're halfway done with the 90 pounds of food, so like the 45-50 pound mark, there's like a dozen of the workers here in the manor just all watching in shock and awe. And at some point, a few of them are trying to draw up little sketches of what's going on in front of them. And you just keep eating, and people are watching.
It turns into horror, I imagine, at some point. Like,
I know. I'd say it probably looks a lot like just pure shock and awe, and a lot like whenever you see people doing food competitions where people are like at some point the slightest like that growing sense of disgust just gets replaced with awe. You're like, wow, this is what the mortal frame is capable of. And so it's just people sitting there, and instead of taking pictures, it's just them drawing the scene because they're like, I gotta remember the day I saw somebody eat just 90 pounds of food in the manor.
yeah, I suppose even the weirder parties, they're not like eating quickly or like messily. They're going through the proper etiquette, being delicate, cutting up the food using the proper utensils, holding out a pinky when they drink. All the noble etiquette jazz as well.
You see Tashora, the dwarven woman, kind of goes, oh, at least it's not a little too much extra to clean up. There's nothing left on these plates. And she'll look up at you and go, excuse me, do you always need to eat this much?
Yes, I do not usually have the opportunity to do so. This has been refreshing.
I need to talk to the owners real quick. And she's gonna like kind of grumble and start walking away. And I guess all of you are super busy, so like maybe Strike, you get a message as you're like deep in research where it's probably like Anton, like the sort of head butler of the manor, just comes in and goes, hi there, Sir Strike. Real quick, your new compatriot, they've eaten a lot, and I've gotten some complaints from Tashora that the kitchens probably cannot support this. While you all are staying here, it seems like they were able to make their own food. So is it okay if I mark them off of our kind of dining plans for the next couple of weeks, or should I run down to the market and grab some more food? Well, a lot more food.
Well, how much did she eat? I mean, she's just one person, right?
I think when Tashora left, we were at, I think the estimate was something like 60 pounds of food.
Oh, okay. Color me surprised. You said she conjured it?
Yes, that is what I was told. Yep.
Okay, well,
she waved her hand and food appeared. Yep.
Well, let's just say if she can provide her own food, she can eat whatever she wants. but considering that it's probably enough food to, you know, it probably doubles the capacity of what the kitchen needs to do. Let's keep her off the menu, unless well, for the time being. Maybe once I see her, I'll have a quick chat.
Okay. I will keep her off for now, but with the option to add her back in. Thank you very much, Sir Strike. I will leave you to your business. And Anton will give a little bow and head on out. And yeah, that is his first day, as eventually I think Sarah does finish all 90 pounds of food. And it reaches that point where there's not even applause, there's just like this silent surprise. And it's like when awe turns to fear, where you're just like, oh my god, is that even real? And a few of the people just kind of drift off into side conversations as Sarah, you step away.
Does the food get conjured with plates, or does it just show up on the table?
Because
that's a lot.
It's no plates, but like because the table's always like ready and clean and set, it's like it probably just appears on top of all the existing space, and it's just like, Sarah, you have your one plate, and you're just kind of stacking it on as you slowly eat your way through this over the course of like, who knows, like hours.
That would be quite rude of leaving so many empty plates. I also mistakenly said that she can stay off the menu for now, which makes it seem like we're cannibals. That'd be an odd twist.
I guess Bug is off the menu, guys. No, I get what you mean. Yep, she will not be on the plan. And yeah, it's an odd first day. Despite the somber notes from some of your rooms, the folks that work here are all a buzz, and probably, I think, the only person who's not super focused or moping is Nixia. So Nixia, with your past perception, you just keep hearing people talking about the newcomer eating a shit ton of food. That is just something so consistent that you just hear even as you're chilling here in the backyard, kind of looking out. But other than that, not too much for the day. And as we move on to your second day here in Phandelver, a few more things are going to start to get in motion. Another day now that you hear from the morning, the town center, the market opens as usual. But you guys will receive some missives from the Order of the Many-Starred Cloak. These missives were sent to those who work here, and they're kind of delivered to the manor, and they include the updates that Lady Astarion spoke of, which is kind of on track, but they've sped it up. The expansion of the Order's presence here. They're officially going to be, they've like purchased one of the buildings here, and they are going to be having a Order outpost set up in Phandelver, like a more official one than just like a handful of folks here watching over the basement. But they have a separate building for that. And this does introduce the opportunity for the party, should they ever wish to try and trade in magical items or resources or anything like that with the Order. And also, they go ahead and deliver very well sealed, with a couple of magical abjurations and passwords, 3 magic item recipes for all of you. I'll be posting these in our general chat.
There was something else I was looking at for recipes. There's 2 items that were mentioned and that you end up giving the recipes. I just don't know what the details of them are. And it's like the Fey something and the bonsai tree.
Oh, yes.
Bonsai something.
Yeah, you got the recipes for those. I can also send you the details.
Yeah, I just don't know what they do.
Yes. No worries. I will be pulling that up in a sec. I gotta format everything on Discord. We'll just carry over. Let's see if this copies over correctly. Okay. The first is a set of armor known as the Chill of the Northeastern Winds. Go ahead and format.
Wonder who that could be for.
Yeah.
Hey, all I'll say is Lady Asturian got a good look at all of you before she sent you off. Except for Kairos.
Yeah, I don't care. Whatever.
What's like
Keep it hot, data.
what's retributive cold property?
What is it?
You can is it you can use the armor's retributive cold property.
Oh, that's the one above. It's in the. It's like the.
Oh, it's just the formatting that's good. Okay,
Yep.
gotcha.
Sorry. Let me bold those just so it's easier to read.
Yeah, all right. Prosthesis.
And then we have our last recipe.
George some farting and shitting.
Think quite like that. Am I formatting this correctly? Okay. Let's go ahead and send the third recipe over. Okay, so each of these has the items, their type, rarity, all that kind of jazz, and then also includes the crafting ingredients, right? Like what is necessary for these. I also realize as I'm saying this out loud, Strike, that I'm also supposed to show what kind of tools are needed. Let me add those. Can't be forgetting the tools. This is going to be Smith's tools. It's also going to be Smith's tools. Jewelers. Okay. So the idea is you guys have these 3 new recipes added on top of whatever you already have as options for crafting rare magic items.
If you have a document open, do you have the descriptions of the other two, or is it something you have to find?
The descriptions of the other items.
Yeah.
Let me pull them up. I think I have them.
If it's not easy, then we can talk about it later.
I will say, if you guys want to discuss, because it's like as a party, this gets delivered to the manor. So if you want to discuss what you are seeing, you totally can do so while I pull up those other 2 ones that you mentioned, Strike.
Okay. All right.
I imagine
So
it's just like some guy coming up to us with like papers, like, here you go.
Yeah.
Leaving.
It's literally just an order mage with like his cloak, just probably like a red cloak. Not like the red cloak's militia, but like a red cloak as in like a lower status mage, just coming up and being like, yeah, deliveries of the Asterian family, and
Get out of
giving
here.
us over. Okay. No, this guy's in his room, so he's not saying anything. But yeah, this gets delivered.
Does anything else get delivered in terms of like any extra materials or anything?
No.
Or there's just recipes? Okay.
No money.
No money?
You guys got your money. The 500 platinum was handed to you when you were leaving. Yeah. Lady Asterian carries that shit like cash, so she just handed that over. I will send over the other 2 items as well.
Ame lost his main sword hand, right?
I did.
And uses the shields. Okay. Um, well, I mean, because it's an item, he'll probably be out and about and interested in looking at this. And we'll look at the prosthesis. It definitely grabs his attention. Kind of wanders by to try to, you know, still deep in thought. Kind of wanders by and tries to find Ame. Um, hey, Ame, did you see this come in?
I didn't.
So it seems like Mistress Asterion. Well, whomever Karis's mother has sent over some schematics, let's say. It's not typical items I've seen. And this one here, I know things are a bit fresh, but this particular it's a prosthesis, and it's a bit odd because there's a shield integrated in. Um, it's hard to tell from these images if you can hold a different weapon or not, but um, I, I know you maybe you hurt your main hand. Can you swing a sword just as well with your left, or opposite?
That would be ineffective if I could not strike.
Just so, yeah, you make a lot of sense. Well, so this thing here, it allows you to use your shield maybe as a bit of a grappler. Uh, a bunch of different features here. Maybe you take a look. I know what I gave you is just a little trinket. This has some more capability. Figured maybe you'd look at it and let me know if you're interested.
I will strike. Thank you.
I'll take your time. I know what things are still fresh. And he'll just kind of wander off, still thinking about how maybe you'd put this together.
You have all the materials for these things? If we wanted to do
Nope.
all three. Brian's like, no.
we might have the essence. I know we got a vigorous essence, but we absolutely don't have a pouch of dragon scales and metal plating from a construct that's high CR. So yeah, this is going to require either a hefty purchase or a quest.
We're getting a tree?
Bonsai tree, little pot.
That's cute.
Yeah, you guys got a lot of recipes. Now, I will say, the party does have a lot of money. You got a lot of monster parts if you ever want to sell them. You know, money for money. But all these downtime activities that we can figure out. But the main idea being, this is now accessible. Like, these are things that you can start keeping in mind as you have opportunities to purchase or sell things.
And I maybe just to state plainly, it's not just because Strike is the crafter and is looking at the components a decent amount doesn't mean he owns them. It's not exclusively his. So if you guys have a reason or to sell some stuff to grab extra cash or you want to use stuff, by all means. And Strike is available to if you want to create something or help craft something. You're welcome to craft on your own if you wanted to, or pay someone for it. I mean, there's definitely certain areas that he's not good at.
Oh yeah, don't worry.
He is a bit busy at the moment too.
Oh yeah, given that it's a new day, I imagine soon after they get that delivery, before anyone goes off disappearing to their own thing again, I suppose Sarah would approach Strike. I am sure you recall my offer for an explanation back when we were traveling here, yes?
Yeah, still in the back of my mind.
I believe today is a day as good as any. Though I would prefer if the conversation is held in a somewhat private location with you and your companions. That is, if they are recovered enough to attend.
That's a good question. I'm certainly willing to listen. We can. Well, well, how about this? Why don't we meet maybe down in the basement? Uh, Staff doesn't usually go down there as much. And why don't I just walk around, try to find everyone to see if they're busy or willing? Um, and then I'll meet back here in 5 minutes or so.
Very well. I shall await you here.
And still kind of absent-minded, mind elsewhere. We'll kind of go and double check everyone. Because I know Ame was found, but not necessarily down there. So we'll kind of circle back. Hey, Ame, Lady Sarah would like to explain something, announce something to us. It's really requesting everyone's attendance. Are you free to come down?
I can. Do you want me to get someone?
Um, have you by chance talked to Kairos today or the day before?
Not since we've got back. Actually, not since we departed. What was the castle's name, PK? The dungeon?
The ruins of Yithrin.
Not since we got back from Yithrin, no. I haven't seen him.
All right, well, why don't I try his door? Could you just? I think she still might be outside. Maybe find Nixia and maybe reiterate that she's welcome to sleep inside if she wants. But by all means, she can do if she needs to. Anyway, we're meeting in the basement.
I'll go get her. And he'll go find Nixia.
And I'll head up to Kairos' door. I guess we can start with that.
Well,
Knock, knock, knock.
well, I was going to ask, pronounce something here. So, where was how far is the place that we last saw, or we first found V? Like that church?
The place you last saw, which church? Sorry.
No, like the first time we saw V.
Oh, how far away is that?
Yeah, yep.
Maybe I think it was like a day's travel from Phandelver.
Day's travel. Okay. Okay. On foot or?
No, I think on horseback should be. I think you guys rode on horseback last time.
Mm-hmm.
God damn, there's
Okay.
a bug.
It's me.
Oh,
You'll never catch me.
This is gonna tilt me. Sorry. It's gonna actually trigger my.
Tell us.
How big
Sorry,
is it?
yes. It wasn't that big. I'd be screaming if it was. It's like a day on horseback. You should be fine.
Gotcha.
To get there.
Okay. And sorry, Brian. Yeah, you knock on the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess I'll wait a second. Still looking at a schematic. Without looking up, just like, Kairos, are you in there?
I think honestly, I think you hear creaking of wood,
Okay.
almost like someone approaching the door, but not opening it. And he says, yes, is there something you need?
And just real quick, I guess as a second thought, Strike will just briefly activate his helmet just to kind of like get service level thoughts on how he's doing in there.
Oh my god. I mean, he's just in mourning. He's just thinking about like what could have gone better in that last encounter, and let's see this picture real quick. Yeah, what could have gone better, and I think he's thinking a lot about his family, on like, also his place in, like, yeah, basically his place in his family and in the order, and if it was worth it, like everything that's happened.
All right. Um, and as an aside, I think Strike doesn't even think twice about using detect thoughts. Just kind of just like, he's sitting there, he still has all his stuff on, and just kind of like, I don't know, taps the side while he's staring at the new papers that came in, just kind of like doesn't really think about the potential ramifications of being able to do that. And then we'll just kind of still say, distracted by the paper. Hey, so Lady Sarah, she'd like to talk to us down in the basement. If you're willing to take a step out. Um, I to be honest, I don't know what spells you have, so I suppose we could do some type of sending stone. We do have those earbuds. If you really want to stay in there but listen in, we might be able to convey that conversation to you. But she does have something to say if you'd like to join us.
Um, Perhaps now is not the best time, but I could send Archie out just in case.
Okay.
Actually, now that you're here, I did have a request.
Oh, sure. And that'll kind of pick up his attention and look at the door.
Would you mind creating a mask for me?
A mask. Well, certainly.
Doesn't
Do you
have to
want
be.
any type of interesting qualities? I'm sure I can imbue something into it
It doesn't have to be anything special. Just something to conceal.
to conceal. Is this for you?
It,
Should I, judge it off of your face?
I think there's like, it's quiet after that.
Well, certainly can make something, but a mask to conceal. And I guess it's for you, but is it a gift? Is it for you to wear?
Um, yes, I'll be using it.
Okay, man. Everything else is up to me then.
Again, doesn't have to be too special.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I think it would be healthy if you take a step out sooner rather than later. But I'll certainly help out with this little project. It might take a little bit, and it now occurs to me: would you be needing this to leave your room?
Do you have detect thoughts still like up?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's the
Yeah.
tech bots. It's not the deeper one.
Right. I think you like pick up like emotions of like embarrassment right now,
Mm.
and like, yeah, if I'm allowed to say anything more, it's like the marks he sees it as failure. So yeah, he would like. There's like a lot of emotions about like needing the mask.
Okay.
On a side note, I did want to say that Sarah did seem that, this talk she's inviting you to seemed important. Strike.
Well, yeah.
Just
He's
throwing it out there.
yeah. No, it's a good point. He's definitely still preoccupied though. Um, yeah. Yeah, he's definitely still kind of thinking through his own issues, but definitely listening to your request and gathering everyone. And so we'll say in parting we'll say I still think we have those. Oh, you said you'd send Archie, so You would you like to open the door?
Um, yeah. I mean, is there a window in my room? Just curious about that.
Yeah, you guys,
I have
it's a
one,
nice
yeah.
manor. You got windows.
Yeah, so I think I'll send Archie through a window and like allow him to go underneath. And I guess like in the time we're talking, I would have Archie like go up the stairs and like beat Strike. But you realize that it's like his eyes are glowing, like Archie's eyes are glowing.
Okay. All right. Well, hello there, Archie. Come along. And yeah, he'll just kind of head back down to the basement.
Okay. You head down. Ame, you are sent out to find Nixia, right?
Yes.
Easy enough. I assume, is Nixia just out back again, kind of in the back courtyard of the manor?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Easy enough to find. You guys are right there. In case there's anything you want to talk through. Otherwise, you can just head on over to the basement together.
I imagine she's just like starfishing, like in the grass.
I mean, it's the middle of the day. It's not nighttime, so no starfishing right now. I think she's probably just drinking some kind of tea. But she is just sitting there, which isn't too much of a step up from starfishing on the grass.
Yeah, low maintenance, honestly.
I didn't think
She
you would like
acts when
tea.
she's needed.
Like I'll be
It's
just like,
another
wow, you like
doghouse in the
tea?
backyard.
I'm like a golem, or not even a golem, like a gargoyle. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
there. But yeah.
Nixia, we've been told to come
Snowman.
to the basement.
Why?
Don't quite know why, but Strike says that Sarah wants to talk to us.
I see. Well, if it's Strike's order, then and she'll stand up. We can go
I-
to the basement.
I didn't take you for a person to drink tea.
What did you take me for?
Someone who doesn't drink tea.
She sits there and she thinks for a second. I suppose that's fair. I like a lot of the finer things. Tea is beautiful, is it not? Whether it's the steeping process or even just the different colors it comes in.
In my home country, tea is special to us. Generally, you would drink it normally with your meals, but sometimes there are rituals surrounding tea, as you say, steeping it, pouring it, things like that.
I see. Is it sacred? And she's gonna start walking, but we can walk and talk.
We can walk and talk. If that's something of interest to you, I could maybe show you one day.
I think I'd like that. Do you have a favorite kind? And she'll just, it's tea time. Welcome to tea time.
We're just gonna go talking about tea. I honestly, I don't quite like black tea. My father would drink it a lot when I was younger, and after a while, you kind of get sick of drinking the same thing over and over again. But you can't go wrong with green. Simple as it is. I feel like it goes well with everything.
That suits you. And she'll nod her head. Me personally, I like floral teas. Not that you asked, but little tit for tat.
You should try creating a tea on your own. I think maybe you would be really good at it. If you like floral teas, I'm sure with the flowers that we have around Phandelver, maybe you could find something and put it in a brew for yourself.
Maybe. If I did do that, would you want some?
If you were offering, yes, I would be glad to take it from you.
I am offering. Right here. At this very moment.
Then yes, I would be happy to try the tea that you make, Nixia. Thank you.
Then it'll be a party.
Should we tell the others? Do you think they would want to drink it with us?
Yes. I don't see why not, and if they don't, they can always say no.
All right, then we could plan this tea party and
I'm glad you
and
guys are having angst over there. We're planning a tea party, which I think feels silly.
we should plan the particulars of this tea party and invite the others. And if I have the time, maybe I'll talk to Bart. He's the innkeeper. We're close. He taught me how to cook, really. Maybe he could do some finger foods or what have you.
Hors d'oeuvres?
Hors d'oeuvres? That's an interesting word. I've never heard of that before.
Oh, it's basically just finger foods. I was just replying because it felt appropriate.
Yes, that. I will tell him to make finger foods and we could have a tea party.
Lovely.
But really, we should go because Sarah, I think it's something pressing to talk to us about.
Okay.
And we're gonna talk and walk about tea on the way to the basement.
Okay.
Happy basement.
So you guys chat about the details of the tea party. Planning any event. You gotta always iron out all the different nuances and details, especially with something as complex as tea. And you eventually do make your way down to the basement, seeing that your new acquaintance Sarah's there, and so is Strike. And maybe not on Strike's shoulder, but just kind of sitting somewhere beside Strike on the ground is Archie. Just purple feathered owl, just kind of sitting there, eyes glowing, and waiting. I will also note you guys are probably in that main room because off to the side room, the order mages are still, as always, studying the portal, and they kind of just give you guys a look, and one of them just kind of gives one of those curt smiles and hand wave, and then just closes the door.
Yeah, that's right. That's
You're in
why
our
we own
house,
this matter.
hater.
Exactly.
Well, I think it's more like they do it out of it seems like you guys are about to have a conversation, so it's just
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
This
I
guy's
apologize for making judgments on your character, NPC.
You just see a couple of them give nods, close the door, and the research they do is not loud, so you don't really hear much from the room. It's mostly just writing and occasional sounds of a spell, but nothing too big. But yeah, you guys are kind of in. There's a little main room that formerly was used as a bar for the Red Cloaks, but now is just kind of a storage area or a dining area for the people that work here. But yeah, you guys settle down. No one's really here right now. Rasbin's probably out in the town center getting materials or just snacks. And it's all of you.
All right, Lady Sarah, we're all here. Caro's here via Archie as proxy. But what would you like to discuss with us?
Well, thank you for taking the time to speak with me. I would like to offer an apology. When we first met, I gave you my name and very little else in terms of who I am. To be honest, you are strangers, and you still are. However, I have little options. I had only survived an attempt on my life only days before our meeting. My home had fallen into chaos, My protectors had remained behind to die, so that I might escape. I've come to realize there is a difference between deception and caution. I chose caution, but caution serves me nothing. They kind of adjust how they stand a little bit. I am heir to the hive of Keltari, my people. I am the next queen. The civilization from which I hail lies far beneath the surface. We have existed for, well, time immemorial, as have other, well, we have remained isolated for quite some time, not out of fear, but necessity. There is a reason our queens are chosen. Rather, chosen isn't the word that fits. They're born. My mother ruled before me. I was meant to succeed her. My coronation never came. There exists among my people a group who call themselves the Unshackled Mandible. They are not invaders, they are Keltari. They believe our oldest duty is something to be thrown away, something to be unleashed. They believe what has been restrained for countless generations should instead be embraced. So they sought allies beyond our borders. They gathered traitors. They infiltrated my home and attempted to kill me before I could claim the throne. I escaped. My royal guard did not. It was not only about the throne. It never was about the throne. Rather, it's about something I carry. An inheritance. A burden. My people call it the crown hunger. It is older than memory. It cannot be destroyed, reasoned with, or cast aside. Every queen carries it. My mother carried it before me. When her reign reached its end, it passed into me. It is a curse, a plague, a madness. If I were to die, it would be unleashed, and it would spread into the minds of every Keltari in existence. It would be at the end of my people, our civilization. They would be reduced only to hungry mouths, ever seeking their next meal. I cannot return home as I am now. I have no allies, little strength, and little options. And so I am asking your aid. To assist me in any way that you are willing. To help me save my people from these traitors.
So, sorry to hear that, Lady Sarah. Um, could you describe a little bit of what this burden, this curse is? You say what happens if you died. Maybe, presume because you don't have anyone to pass it to, but what is this actual curse?
We don't know its origins, only what will happen if it is no longer contained. The queens are not only rulers, they are vessels to contain it. A race-wide curse imprisoned into a single person. And that curse is passed on from mother to daughter. If it escapes the vessel, it will invade the minds of every Keltari. It would run rampant and turn them into nothing but hungering maws, devoid of any reason. It would reduce them to beast and not people.
That's certainly a difficult thing to bear, but does it affect you in any way? Or are you just ultra conservative about your life?
Much of my attention is constantly focused on keeping it contained. Yet even still, there are side effects of bearing it. To contain the curse is my purpose for existing. It has been something I have been raised to combat.
Yeah,
Do you
I'm
suppose we
not.
help you?
You have already assisted me, even in small ways. You have offered me guidance and information about the surface, and you have offered me hospitality here in your dwelling, in which I am greatly appreciative of. You four are individuals that possess a measure of strength and a willingness, well, a willingness to aid others in need, from what I have seen in regards to this town. I am not asking you to join me in storming down below to try and fight these traitors and reclaim the hive. That would be tantamount of suicide. Instead, I'm asking for any assistance you are able to give. I require allies, strength, and knowledge if I am to reclaim my home, to save my people from traitors and outsiders.
Right. Well, you, from my respect, you're welcome to stay, but the maybe you're being intentionally ambiguous, but you don't have to like drink someone's blood or something as far as this, or I don't know, dance in the moonlight. What's is there anything that is affecting you when specifically when you're with us in regards to this curse? It is by all means a large burden. Um, but as far as our immediate safety is concerned, is there anything that affects you or us?
The only side effect that has any real bearing on day-to-day existence in concerns to you would be the fact that I require copious amounts of nourishment at times. Beyond
Right.
that, no. I was born for this purpose. An imperfect vessel is something I am not.
All right. Well, if it's anything like what happened earlier, I don't see an issue with that. Given the resources, you might be able to scrounge yourself up some for your own grub. Uh, we'll just have to think through that if you ever go on an extended trip. But all right, I don't see anything too upset about that. And as a, it's not a. I guess it's tough because it's still a detect thoughts, but it's not like a detector. Um, with that on, is there any level of like I'm terrible at insight, but like could I get some type of like benefit to an insight check or some type of understanding of whether or not they're being truthful or intentionally ambiguous, leaving something out?
I guess that would be an insight check.
What up?
Yeah, PK, does that affect a check at all?
In terms of trying to confirm what
It's
Sarah's saying.
yeah, it's like with detect thoughts on kind of getting surface levels ideas. It's and then rolling that into some type of check. How does that affect it?
What does the tech thought say?
Surface thoughts, unless you delve deeper.
I mean, you are talking, so that's probably the majority of your surface thoughts. But
Yeah,
there's,
I
there's
think
probably colors.
the surface thoughts would align. So what we'll say is you can make insight check. We'll say at advantage. Why not? Because you're hearing the whole like description. You have the spell up. Let's see.
Okay. And
And I guess persuasion for me.
Yeah, you can do persuasion or deception. The idea is just like how well you want to reveal or hide your intentions. I guess in this scenario, strike. You are able to pick up on, some of the thoughts of Sarah and what's happening. And it seems to line up. There doesn't seem to be discrepancies to the, extent that would cause you concern. Now, I will say, all of you, actually, I don't know how much Nixia knows about this, because Nixia has not interacted with some of the other NPCs. So I'm going to say, can Ame, Kairos, and Strike give me investigation checks?
Gotcha. Damn.
I think Ame and Strike, like Strike, you're kind of giving the confirmation that this seems like a legitimate tale, right? But as you think through the details, there are aspects that are not completely unheard of to you. Right. I think one thing for Strike, maybe on the curse side with the 22, you're like, okay, this is something old, archaic. I mean, you just dealt with old archaic magic. Could this be something like that old? We're talking about like the magics of the Nethril era. That's just like a more like a general thought. Really, though, what stands out to Ame and Strike both is the description that Sarah gives is reminiscent to what happened at Unshik Thoughts. This idea of cultists, of outsiders, and if this also happened in the Underdark, it's a whole lot of coincidental details that line up. And so you think Sarah's telling the truth. That part seems legitimate from Detect Thoughts and your insight. But that raises the question, are the people that are after her, or the people she seeks revenge against, really that unknown to you? Are they really complete strangers, or maybe is there something there?
Okay. I just throw that away, kind of ponder that for a second.
I think so too. I don't think Ami's quite ready to just blurt that out without Sarah having met Nesna.
I mean, from Strike's point of view, I think he's probably going to want to talk to Sarah about that before meeting Nesna. But doesn't recognize that as an important topic at the moment.
Yeah, I imagine there's that big beat of silence as you're digesting that whole tale and trying to parse it out. Sarah would say, I am a stranger in a strange land. I am beseeching you for your aid, however small it may be.
Side note, has anyone read that book? Strange Land.
Sorry?
Has anyone read that book? Stranger in a Strange Land. It's on my reading
No.
list. It's supposedly a well-known or famous sci-fi book, or fantasy book.
Stop getting things I'm referencing, you slut.
Anyway, okay, and Strike spoke up for himself, but then we'll kind of turn to the rest. Well, I'm prepared to have Lady Sarah stay here for a bit. I think we should all weigh in on this for at least some type of extended partnership here. Presumably, she needs a place to stay, so she'll stay here. But what do y'all think?
Sarah, I see no reason why we should turn you away. You seem capable enough. And also, you seem rather honest and forthcoming with your story.
And Kairos isn't going to respond because he can't.
But hold up.
Just an owl. Just an owl looking.
I will say that I think Archie starts to fly and encircles Sarah, and at the same time starts screeching, but like I'm gonna use that to like look in closer at Sarah. Like she claims to be royalty. Is there anything like specific garments she has, like anything that like stands out from her like attire, or if she has anything on her?
As a quick reminder, the cloak they are wearing is like super mega fucking fancy, as I had in that fucking, what you call it, the other chat. I posted the full description there. But yeah, the heavy cloak they're wearing is extravagant in terms of quality, silk, and the patterns embroidered in it. The spear they're carrying with them is mastercrafted in terms of quality, and also magical, as you as a wizard would be, I imagine, easily able to tell. Plus, they have 3 gemstones that are embedded into their kind of weird skull-like chitinous head, which, you imagine, those gemstones are not something you buy at a bargain bin. Rather, something worth hundreds, maybe thousands of gold. But they are embedded, so you don't imagine they come out after they've been placed there. So very fancy, very rich. And they also do have what appears to be a signet ring on one of their strange chitinous fingers.
Can I do a history check on to see like on if there's any records of Sarah's people and like the
Yeah.
order of Maester
Yeah.
Cloaks?
Go for it.
If you know too much, I'll have to kill you.
You
better hope you
can't
roll
reach
low.
me in my room.
I'll eat your bird.
Unfortunately, it's a 12.
No. Nothing that you're
Okay.
aware of.
Yeah, I think Archie will stop like screeching and then just like yeah, I'll say he sits on top of Ame's shoulder and just will watch Archie.
I guess following Shreddy's lead, I should probably do a history check just to see if there's anything there. I don't think Strike has rolled anything about that for her yet.
Yeah, you can try a history check. It's down to 19. You also are not really sure. 19 would just give you the idea that you know there's like... I think the idea of subterranean sort of insectoid species is not unheard of, but the idea is there's definitely a lot of variation. That's the issue. It's like, yeah, it's like, you know that there's these different groups that exist, but their variations are pretty significant in terms of culture and sometimes even like inherited abilities. So it's not too much specific detail to this Keltari group. But yeah, with that, here in the basement, it seems like all of you are giving a tentative okay to your new companion.
For now.
I suppose. Yeah, I suppose given the general assent, Sarah will say, "Thank you, truly. And of course, I will assist you in your endeavors as well. Not only that, when my home is reclaimed and I have ascended to my rightful place on the throne, I will see you rewarded handsomely."
Well, that's all right and good. We'll see if that comes to fruition. I'm sure you'll be successful, but you'll be helping us out well enough. I don't think we need any particular payment for this.
With that, you all can stay here in the basement, go back to your daily activities, but just kind of thinking on what's happened here and maybe what remains to do next.
If this is the end of day 2, I don't know where she is, but because it might be pertinent, could we do some research rolls to see, if there's some type of breakthrough about how to use or temporarily fix the forge?
Yeah. You can go ahead and make a roll. I think the research rolls we were doing before were measured in like, I think it was 3-day increments. So if you just want to make one little run,
okay.
or yeah, if you want to wait for the end of the week and just see like what comes up. I will say, if strike, it wouldn't have taken that much effort on like the first day to know to just check at Nesna's place and realize they aren't there yet. Like they're still out.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, I did want to clarify for you guys that you understand what the whole deal with the curse is. Pretty much, if Sarah dies, their entire race of people turns into mindless monsters.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very terrifying.
Yeah. So it's pretty much you're not only helping fucking Sarah, but helping them is you're stopping a race from getting fucking extincted.
Well, it sounds like they're just gonna go crazy. So hope they don't bring those problems up to the surface world.
See, I think Strike had something similar. He went
Yeah.
immediately to like, how does this affect the surface?
Yeah,
And
same thing with
that
Kairos.
sounds very biased. And yeah, and I just said, all right, well, as long as it's like not that big of a deal, sure. Well, you can hang out. Not to mention, we have to protect you to save a whole civilization. So
Yeah,
didn't
like just
really
don't
think about
die.
it.
Oh yeah.
Like, hey, what are the odds that their city will actually make it to the surface? 50-50? Okay.
I got
The
no
way this
piercing an eye.
The way the campaign's going, probably up there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Also, I
you
wanted
guys-
to like add. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I want to add on to like Strike's research because I was thinking somewhat similar, but more on the topics of ley lines.
Yeah.
Because I think you mentioned when I connected to the obelisk, it was very similar to like connecting to the ley line.
Yep.
So like Kairos' intention is to like, what's it called? Like use the ley line for his personal use, like for an item. But I mean, I feel like he was also thinking about Veda a lot, thinking that he misses like somewhat of an assistant in the library.
Okay. So what is the research about?
Ley lines, like how can it power something very similar to a shard?
Okay. You can mark that down as like a research topic. We can do that in like longer form downtime. I think similar to Strike, it'll be like a couple day increments. But yeah, you guys kind of split up, going about to your research. So that's what Strike and Kairos are doing. Kairos, you stay locked up in your room. Strike, you're frantically doing research, hoping that Nesna doesn't show up with a sword. Ame and Nixia, you just kind of going about your day, I guess per usual, or anything you want to call out for you guys?
Super normal.
I'm gonna find Kairos again.
Yeah, you go back, knock on his door, recognizing that he didn't come down for this conversation.
Rude.
Do you open the door, Kairos?
I'd say because I had Archie on Ame's shoulder, I think I would see Ame coming up. So I would say, yeah, I think Kairos will open the door just a little bit, not like fully. Like you see, like his good side, not his guard side.
His unscarred side.
His unscarred side, yeah.
Okay, just to be extra weird, I think Ame's just gonna put his left shoulder at you so you only see his good side.
Oh no. Yeah, I think I like Kairos just says, Ame, what seems to be the issue?
You've been avoiding me.
I have not been avoiding anyone. I've just been collecting my thoughts. That's all.
Kairos, I'm worried about you. Understandably. After what you and I have gone through, I just want to make sure you're alright.
I think it's just gonna take some time, but no, I appreciate you coming and asking how I am. I'm honestly, I should have done the same to you. I don't know how you're even reacting to all this. I mean, do you still have the sword?
I still have the sword, Kairos, yes. But I can't say that I'm well. I don't feel well. I feel understandably like a part of me is missing, and it is. Literally. My existence has been fighting for other people, for causes that don't necessarily belong to me, and the time that I feel that I can take some sort of direction in my life is when it backfires on me. And I've lost a part of myself that I've never known life without. So, it's trying to find a way to become whole again. That's where I'm at right now.
See, forgive me for saying this, but I mean, isn't like the origin of all your despairs, your problems, doesn't it come from the one thing you're holding on to? I mean, let's be honest, that sword has always been dangerous ever since I've met you, or we've journeyed together. I mean, I don't think I've talked to you about this. I was wanting to, but I think Kairos will open the door and like you'll see like yeah his current state, um, and like he'll like kind of like speak up at the moment, and he'll mention that like why do you still keep it? I mean, the visions I've seen, the thing I've seen in that sword, it doesn't sound like it's helping you. So I'm confused. I'm not sure why. I guess it does grant power, but I mean, you and I both seen what power can do.
Suppose we can be completely honest in this moment, Kairos. This is something I perhaps have failed to tell you, but when I was brought back to life, it required that I give it souls. And if I failed, it would kill me. So, as you can see, if I do not do what it wants of me, my life is forfeit. That's the agreement that I made with the thing that inhabits my sword.
Was that what was happening? The lightning you casted and everything that it's like a price for everything you've been giving it. I'm curious what determines like how do you choose to take like who do you choose to take a soul from?
I have no choice. It drinks of the life essence of anything and everything I kill. Its value is determined by the thing that I'm bound to. Sometimes, for example, animals are not enough, but people are. It depends on what it wants exactly. I don't know what the lightning is. I don't know what kind of powers it gives me. Not really. Or why me? I never asked for this, Kairos. I was fine with my life before I was ever bound to this thing, but I'm still trying to make sense of all of it. Truly, I am.
Okay. I think you see Kairos become a little serious. Um, it's almost like that childish nature of his that he's always been kind of showing. Um, is like slowly disappearing at the moment. Um, and he looks at you and he says, "Then perhaps it's not me you should worry about. Maybe you should take care of yourself." And Kairos will close the door. God.
I think you say that in Ame. It really hits Ame, I think. But he's not showing it on his face, and I think he just kind of sits with that as Cairo shuts the door in his face. And I think he's done talking for the day. I think he just kind of wants to be alone, so he'll go back to his room and just reflect on that.
For that, after that conversation, can I change my topic, my research topic?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at like packs and patrons.
Okay. Make that your new research topic. And as you guys are having this heavy conversation, Nixia, on your way back to the backyard, you are also stopped.
But I'm just a chill guy.
I'm Chris Hansen. Why don't you take a seat?
You see, it is actually somebody who you kind of have to look down at. It is the head butler here, Anton. The kind of blonde halfling, like relatively young man, just kind of looks up and says, excuse me, Miss Nixia, is that correct?
Yes.
I know you've joined the Seeker 6 and realize now that you are planning on staying here for a bit of time, which thought it was my responsibility to go over, make sure everything was a-okay with the rooms, the food, just some stuff today made us think about reevaluating and making sure everyone's got the stuff they need. But yes, is there anything we can do to improve your service? And you see he's got like a paper, like he's ready, or like a scroll to write down on, and just kind of trying to do his head butler duties.
No. I appreciate the sentiment, but I'm very okay.
Everything good with food here? We've also noticed you haven't really been sleeping in the bed as much. Anything we can do to improve the room?
I like the outside, and as far as food goes, I'd like fruit.
Did you say fruit?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. That is an important note. If you don't mind, if you have anything preferential, please do let us know. Otherwise, I can have our chef Buck take you to the market and help you pick out whatever you prefer.
Okay.
He goes,
I
great.
think she's
Great.
very confused. Like, I eat fine. I sleep fine. Outdoor good.
Yeah.
Love
You-
garden.
I will say, with your passive perception, you see some of the notes about fruits, contact Buck, sent to market, and it says like move dresser outside, add fence to backyard. Like they're like making some notes. Anton's working hard because it's not always Seeker 6 comes back home for a bit, so it's trying to make sure it's improved. But yeah, that's it. Just a few quick questions, and rest of the day seemingly goes by pretty uneventful.
Oh, there was something I did want to do later in the day after that pretty much lore dump I gave them in the basement. Yeah, like hours later, I imagine, after Sarah had the chance to have another 90-pound worth of food meal, they would seek out Ame. I imagine they would probably ask the staff where they are and such, find them.
I think Ame's in his room. But unlike Kairos, I think he is going to leave the door slightly open.
Yeah, I suppose Sarah would knock.
you can come in.
Yeah, they push the door open. Oh,
Sarah.
May,
Yes,
I've been told that you are a swordsman, are you not?
I am. Well, before perhaps I lost my arm.
I believe Strike offered you a replacement. Is it not functioning correctly?
Well, it's strange. I don't feel ready for it yet, but I want my arm back. The one where I have bone and skin and blood. I don't really want a prosthetic. I'm not
When I
quite.
was a child, my instructors taught me that a warrior is not measured by the number of blades they can wield. They are measured by the burdens they can carry. Why not join me for a spar? Something to pass the time, and I could learn more of the tactics of those of the surface employ.
Yeah, I think Ame actually will call Sarah V because this feels very reminiscent of how V would approach him. She's very inquisitive, she's very curious, and I think he just accidentally lets it slip. And I think he just recoils from that. It's a really visceral reaction that he has to calling Sarah V. I'm sorry, I didn't. Our other party member, our friend V, she would often come to me when she felt like it to ask me questions and get to learn about me. And I had heard after our fight that she had died. I'm sorry.
It's quite all right. You have my condolences for your loss.
Sarah, I don't know how much use I could be to you as a fighting partner, but if that's what you want, so be it.
It too would also give you the opportunity to make use of that prosthesis. It will remain a foreign object until you grow accustomed to it. Better to start now than never.
I know that, but part of me doesn't feel ready for it. Almost feel like I just want to grieve that part of me. Like I had told someone earlier in the day that I had spent most of my life fighting for people. And when I finally fight for myself and find a cause that I feel steady in, I lose a part of myself. I had always been that way. I had always been fighting with what I had, and now that part of me is gone. And I don't feel quite ready to move on from that person that I was a couple weeks ago. Doesn't feel quite right.
That is the key word, isn't it? Apart. And it is true. You have lost a part. But you need to realize that you have not lost the whole. A tree struck by lightning does not cease to be a tree. A river diverted by stone does not cease to reach the sea. And a warrior who loses an arm does not cease to be a warrior.
I suppose you're right, Sarah. There's some truth to what you say. All right, I'll spar with you. Take my mind off of what I've been thinking about lately. And I'm just gonna put on his arm. I think Strike had showed him how to do it one time, but it doesn't seem very complex, so he'll kind of just strap it onto himself. And he's not gonna grab his magic sword. He's gonna just use the regular one that he has, and he'll follow Sarah.
Yeah, I imagine the backyard's good enough for a friendly spar.
Where Nixie is.
Yeah, sure.
Hello?
This is like atonement.
People can have fun watching me kick your ass.
Yes.
Dinner and a show.
Nixia, we're going to train in the yard. If that's all right with you. We don't want to disturb you.
Granted, it is your backyard, so feel free. Would you two like privacy?
I was gonna look at Sarah.
By no means does an audience bother me.
I think I might feel a little bit self-conscious about having someone see him fight in the state that he's in. But he's not gonna say anything. He's just gonna suck it up.
Pixie is very perceptive. Is that obvious enough where I can just pick that up? Or should I make a check?
I'll say, Ame, you're trying to hide that.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys can roll insight and deception. Nixia insight, Ame deception.
I cast detect emotional baggage.
17.
Can I also watch this fight in my room?
From the window,
Darkness in
so
my
you can
room,
do that.
the window, just watching.
God.
Look at all my friends having fun out there.
You could too if you came outside.
Sorry, what did Nixia roll?
17.
17. So you, for a moment, you're like, is something up? But no, Ame jumps into the stances, kind of practicing, seems all right.
Well, if it's fine with you, then Nixie's gonna stay, IG, and watch. Hey
Okay.
guys.
Yeah. And up to you guys. Do you guys want to actually like use attacks, or is it more just like a general, like you are sparring out here at night? Or I guess evening.
If you want, we could make it into a little roll competition.
We can roll. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose Sarah would suggest we do it in like a bunch of different rounds. And first one to 3 hit is the winner of that round. And just make it attack roll. So we're not actually hitting each other. It's more so the attack roll is them, swinging the weapon, finding an opening, and tapping them to simulate an actual hit,
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. If you guys want, we can just treat this as like a round is 3. Should we just start with 3 attack rolls from each character? See how many of them hit.
Yeah. Plus, you could cheat and use magic if you're that kind of person.
I don't think Ami would. No. I think Ami's gonna not use magic.
Yeah, so I guess
Sorry.
3.
Let's make it 4 because I realized both of you have extra attack. So it's like 2 rounds of 2 hits.
Do you want to roll all at once, Evan?
Yeah, you can roll. Yeah.
Yeah. Roll 4. There we
You
go.
said 4?
Okay.
1.
Damn, those are actually kind of low rolls, right?
Yeah.
That's damn.
It's just a spar.
Oh.
Damn. Using a
That
you're not using your actual magical sword with the charisma mod, and you're still rolling high. That's crazy.
yeah, I'm impressed by that actually.
Me too.
Uh, what is
Oh, you
Ame's
got your
AC?
shit together.
My AC, it's 18.
18. So actually, none of Sarah's strikes hit the spear, which moves fast and with a heavy weight. I think even though they don't hit, you can tell Ame to an extent. Like these are definitely heavy hits. But you are somehow at this moment finally stepping back through your forms, feeling a little lighter, avoiding parrying each of those strikes, and you are gonna land 3 blows back and win the first round.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
I didn't think that would happen. Are you hurt?
No, I'm quite fine. Your technique is quite something to behold.
I'm glad that some parts of my training stuck. I really wasn't good at listening.
That is something I find with warriors. Movement, action. It helps your mind process the world around you. Having your body doing something rather than simply laying about.
Should we go again?
Of course, my pride demands it.
Does Sarah have a mouth or anything like that?
Yeah, actually. I imagine if you ever came across them eating, their mouth is usually hidden beneath the kind of collar of their cloak.
Hmm.
But when they're eating or in this instance, moving a lot, you would see the mouth. It's pretty much like when their mouth is closed, it's you just see like seams on the lower half of their head.
Mm-hmm.
But when they're eating or talking, it's pretty much insectoid mandibles that kind of flare outward.
Mm. Okay. So I was just wondering, like, when she was like, my pride demands it, I was wondering if she was like smiling or anything like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Even though
Okay.
it's a weird mandible bug smile. Especially since they didn't get a hit on you. They can't let that slide.
I feel like it's coming though. I feel like it's coming.
I mean, plus it. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn!
Oh,
Oh no. Okay. Mm,
this guy hit an at 20 back.
no.
Okay. Okay.
Damn.
That 20
Damn.
will count. It's kind of like counted as 2 hits, we'll say. So it's like, in this moment, Sarah strikes back heavy right off the start of round 2, and you feel, even though you guys are holding back, Ame, that strike with that precision, you feel the weight behind the blow and recognize like Sarah is strong. Like the physical strength that Sarah wields, despite maybe how the frame might look at first, is enormous. And so that's going to be the equivalent of 4 hits coming down your way, as you're only able to strike back twice.
Jeez. For someone who wields a spear, I didn't quite think that your blows would be that heavy.
Yes, there is a reason for that, actually. Many of the foes we face down in the Underdark do have exceedingly hard exteriors. Putting all that force into a single point solves that issue quite nicely.
For a spear person in the army, but I'm wondering maybe if I should change up my weapon sometime.
1-1. Last round.
real quick, as you guys are getting ready for round 3, what's everyone's passive perceptions?
9.
14 now.
9, 14,
14.
14,
24.
24.
Dang.
Strike, what's yours?
Strike's not there.
Yeah, I know. What's your passive perception?
Oh, okay. 12 or something.
Okay.
13.
Yeah, no worries. You guys can go ahead and roll for round 3.
Right. Gotta kick on his ass.
Oh my god!
Oh my
Oh my god.
Evan!
That's another 4 hits.
Oh, I almost got a
Just gotta
20.
do it again.
I almost got a 20.
Okay.
Nah, I think I lost this one.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good shit.
How did the 4th one not take? There it is.
Okay. So I think Lady Sarah's armor class, was that 16 as well, or I misremembered?
It's 19.
19. So yeah, you get 1 hit back, and it is just a barrage of more and more weighted strikes, Ame, coming your way.
Ow!
But I will say, you recognize, even without your actual blade, right, the bonded blade, you are still feeling the flow of these motions, recognizing just how much more of that precision you'd have. And so it's not like it's completely, like there's some of these times where you miss the hit, but you're like, if you had your blade, you would have maybe done better, or it landed it in that moment, moved a little faster. But the point is, it doesn't feel completely alien to you, the swing of the blade.
I suppose I've surprised myself with how well I've done. That was unexpected.
You did exceedingly well. If anything, I would say you're on par, perhaps even greater, than those I've sparred with the Royal Guard.
Well, I'd like to think I'm perhaps somewhat better than a glorified babysitter, but thank you. I appreciate the comment.
You're welcome. And do keep in mind, they weren't exactly babysitters. After all, they were trained from birth for that role, devoting their entire existence to it, as I did for mine.
And I'm better than them, you say? That's quite the compliment. Well, maybe not better, but there's some skill that I have, all things considered.
I imagine once you truly become accustomed to that prosthesis, you can definitely claim the title of being better than most of the Royal Guard.
Strike gave me some sort of diagram earlier about yesterday, really, about another prosthetic that Kairos' family has. I think I'm going to take it.
You should. If it's, well, if it is a forge better than the one you wield now, I imagine your enemies will quake in fear.
Well, it would certainly be better than fighting our enemies with one arm. At least I'll have 2. But I didn't really look at it. I have to sit and read through what is on the paper.
I'll look forward to our spar once you've gained that upgraded prosthesis then.
I do as well. You are very good at fighting.
Why, thanks.
If you want to do this again, let me know, and maybe... Oh, actually, Nixia and I are having a tea party. If tea is something that you drink, I don't know when. We're still working out the details, but we'd be happy to have you.
I'd love to join you.
Great. Is there anything you like to eat in particular? I could tell Bart to put in special orders.
When I was young, I've read about these spices on the surface, ones that invoke a feeling of fire within your mouth. Perhaps something akin to that is something I would.
Disgusting. Sorry.
Right.
Makes you stop.
Spicy tea.
Alexia, you could make a spicy tea, no? Not you.
I thought you were talking about the food. But if you have spicy tea too, sure.
Those do exist, and they're actually really good. Meet the real life human person says.
Dixie doesn't like spicy stuff.
As you are discussing the spicy tea or spicy food conundrum, Nixia, real quick, with your passive perception, you notice one of the ground floor windows is open. But for some reason, something in the back of your mind, you feel like it was closed before.
Myro says breach containment. Oh no.
Yeah, just a little detail you notice, Nixia.
I think after saying disgusting, she'll point. The window's open, by the way.
When you say ground floor window, are you talking about like a window to the basement or a window in
like the main
like
floor of the building? Yeah, like into like the first, because like your bedrooms, a lot of yours are on the second floor. Main floor is more like dining hall, a bunch of other stuff. Like it's like, walk-in level. There's no window. You guys specifically have no entrances into the basement other than the one in the center of the manor.
someone behind us?
Is that cause for concern? Could it not be just as one of your servants airing out a room?
That's
Nixie,
a
I
possibility.
think we should look into this.
Yeah, okay. Fuck it. Can I crawl into the window?
You can just step over into through the window.
Okay.
That's what I mean by ground. It's like very much like a first floor window where you look at it and you're like, oh, it's open, and you can kind of like step up a little bit, come through. It's just in one of the halls in the manor, right? Just one of the halls people walk through. Gives a nice view out into the backyard. But you don't see any servant right there in the hallway at this moment who might have opened it.
Nixie's gonna step back out. So there's no one there. Should that be cause for concern? Shrug shoulders.
I would think so. We've had people break into the manor before. I feel as though maybe we should tell someone else. I'm just gonna go try to find a guard.
Yeah.
As you go and search for a guard. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Sarah.
Oh no, I'm just coming with, is what I meant to say.
So the three of you go and search for the nearest local kind of guard. A strike. Up in your room, going over schematics and designs and ideas. Feel something sharp. Press against your back.
We'll trigger detect thoughts just to see what's real quick peek just to see what's back there.
Nothing comes to mind.
Who's trying to kill Stride?
The sharpness leaves your back, though. An interesting reaction, old man. But you should be a bit more aware. Move a little faster next time. And you hear the sound of somebody, like, sit down on your bed. And you turn and see Nesna, scimitar now put to the side. Legs, like one leg crossed over the other, looking at you.
Hello, Nesna. And I've seen you fight before. I hold no illusion to be able to stop you if that was your choice.
I appreciate the flattery, but we do have business to discuss. I gave you quite some time. Have you found a solution to our problem?
So, about that, it has very much been on the forefront of my mind, but we had to go on a bit of a excursion. And to be fair, I do fully believe that this is somewhat related to the attack on your city. I'm trying to quickly find what that is.
Undrek Thawes?
Undrek Thawes. Um, we can get into details in a minute, but lost Nethril City, some level of magical artifact, and related visions about invasion, similar to what you might have experienced or your city might have experienced. So I thought it'd be prudent to handle that first and do some thinking along the way. But I do have, well, let me first be clear, I don't have a solution right now. I've been working diligently since I got back, and I do have a lead on a potential solution.
You see, she's gonna hold her hand up as if to, like, pause you.
Okay, and he'll be like his hand will be like halfway getting pulled out of his pocket to show her what he has. That's good.
No, you said Nethril City. Something related. I knew it was odd. I saw a bunch of order mages and knights stopping by little old Phandelver. What did you all find? What was so important? You were all gone for this long.
Well, the actual ruins of one of these cities we saw. It was the old city of Yithrin. Is the majority of it. And since this forge and our friend here, Veda, are from the Netheril Empire, we figured that we might be able to find some leads there. I mean, I might have had my suspicions about how to pair this, but I do think that visiting an actual city has drastically reduced the amount of research time.
And there's nothing else you found, old man. Nothing else at all.
From the city, oh, we found plenty. But as far as our predicament here, well, I've explained where I'm at.
No sort of special artifacts from Nethril?
Oh, there's plenty of artifacts in that city. A lot of it dormant, but Yeah, a number of wonders.
And was there anything that might be related to what you found stolen in my city's vaults? Anything related to an obsidian obelisk?
Don't do it. Don't tell her.
Could you remind me? So there was a vault and a shard, but can you remind me? She thought that there was something like this in her family's vault.
They had a pretty major like piece. It wasn't a whole one, but it was a major component. Like you would estimate, like based off the description she gave, like anywhere from like a third to a half, and they'd even managed to shrink it down. But obviously, it's not like a complete piece, nothing like that. But you know that was the thing that was stolen in the invasion, in the fall of her city.
Ah, that's right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Um, so he's not actually pausing this long.
Yeah, no
Um,
worries.
but yeah, he'll be like, well, yeah, there was certainly something that we found. There's if I recall, you had some type of artifact as well
Indeed.
that your family kept. We found something similar.
And do you have that with you?
Oh,
Or you
it
kept it
is
elsewhere?
certainly could not take it. It's not something I could take on my own.
So it's with the order.
Um, well, it's not necessarily with them. It's still where we found it.
The idea is that someone is keeping an eye on it. That is what we need.
Okay, well, in that case, yes, there is a group of people watching it, and some let's say a large amount of respectable mages are there.
You happen to leave the town, find one of these artifacts that have been lost for centuries. You spoke of something before you left. Something you saw. Was that what brought you there?
Did we really share that with him? I think he might have.
I think you might have
Well,
mentioned it, but not like why you thought it was important. I think you just mentioned like, "Oh, I
some
had some weird
some
things. Did you
visions.
notice?" Yeah. That's why
I
she
might have
she doesn't
asked
know
her
any
about.
details.
Okay. Um. Yeah. Um. He said, "Yeah, it's quite odd. Um. Obviously, I'm not much of a mystic, so it must have been some type of arcane interference. But yes, I had visions of certain landscapes, and so did some of my party members, and and those visions did lead us to this location, or at least in part.
If that is true, then there's work to be done. If one of these was found through one of your visions, we must trace the rest. How much you trust me and how much I trust you is something we will continue to assure each other of. But what I do know is neither one of us wants whoever invaded my city that day to get their hands on these artifacts. What happened that day, what you found in the vaults is to be trusted. They already have half or even a whole of this artifact. cannot let them get their hands on more. Are we in agreement?
We are absolutely in agreement. You remember Kairos? He tried to work with it,
Ah,
and so we understand its power, at least a fraction of it.
that's how he got his scars.
Have you been sneaking around, Esna?
Just as of a moment ago. And it's like cutscene, and she's just there in the dark looking at Kairos, looking sad, and she's like, "This is not worth it." And she goes out into the next room.
Oh my god, I swear.
Now, Nesna, I understand that you're the stronger of the two of us, and we are working in together. We've had a partnership for quite some time. I think that deserves a level of respect. You don't have to come in and threaten me. I'm willingly giving up some information here. You can just either knock on the door, or come see someone, and they'll point you to us.
Oh, I know. I don't do this out of necessity. I do this out of fun. My own joy. I don't know if you should be lecturing me on rudeness. And she kind of motions to what you're wearing on your head. And she starts to get up. Well, I'll be returning soon enough, and we can discuss the details of what visions you had, and see how best we can use our efforts together. Make this hunt efficient, so our enemies do not get their hands on our quarry. But glad you all made it back in one piece, despite what's missing. I do still
And,
put my trust in you all. That's it.
Okay. And if she's heading out, he'll turn and say, Nesna, to be honest, I'm wrapped up in research. I haven't really been able to go out to the vendors is out in town, but I suspect I might need a little bit of mithril. I'm not sure if you know a line on that. Anyway, it's not fully baked. I think I might need that in the future for this research I'm working on.
She'll think for a moment. There should be some in town. You've got enough prospectors here. And thanks to you all, her trade's been getting more and more lucrative here in town. But I can help where I can. Maybe we can all have a little conversation, team to team, about what to do next soon enough. With that, she'll give kind of a nod to Strike and slip on out through the door. And as she slips out the door, there's like the slightest set of movement, and for a brief moment, you can make out Arva, one of her compatriots, the gnome, who, like, for a moment is seen in the darkness and just vanishes again. No magic, just straight up, you see them for like a moment, like a single eye open, and as you blink, they're gone.
Yeah, I
And-
should figure.
Yeah, they're gone. They walk. Nesna pauses, looking at Kairos' door, shakes her head, and continues onward. And downstairs, the other three of you are talking to a guard, and you then turn to see, like a maybe not quite middle-aged, but not quite, like, in between that 20s to 30s space, like maybe late 20s, early 30s looking, gnomish young woman with brunette hair, some nice, clean, crisp, like, attendance clothing, and a blonde-haired elven woman who kind of has a little bit of that aesthetic, like, maybe like merchant or nobility, like not quite like super fancy, but definitely better than normal. As she kind of smiles, waves at all of you, and looks to Ame and just says, "Oh, so sorry. I just gave Strike a quick visit. I think we'll be discussing business in a day or two. But it's nice seeing you again, Ame.
I mean, it's Nessa, right?
You recognize that like Nesna's go to like in town disguise or like venture.
Her pedestrian look.
Yeah, her pretend.
It's nice to see you, Nesna.
um, you see she just kind of like smiles a little tighter, like you're not supposed to say her name, and just waves and continues walking on out.
Does she have a fake name that she goes by?
Yeah, I think she does. I forget. But if you want to say you use her real name, if that's intentional, you can, or if you want to say you use her fake name, up to you.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna use her real name because that's what I know her by.
Yeah. You're just like, yeah. It's a little bit of a, setting the tone, and she just kind of smiles. And steps away. And with that, I think, Ama, like, okay. There's no mysterious thief. You have an idea of exactly who came through the window.
Wait, did she leave? Is she like out the door, like out the
Yeah, she
house?
just walks past you out the front door as you're talking to the guard.
Just went, hi, bye.
I'm gonna be like, wait, that's not.
Yes.
Next time you come to the manor, please do not do so through the window. We have a front door for a reason.
Oh, well, I just happened to be taking a look at the action and thought I'd help myself. But I'll keep that in mind. You did pretty good up there today.
I think Ami's gonna get a little flustered. Well, all things considered, I did better than I thought. Thank you.
Of course. I'm always happy to share some tips if you ever need.
You and everyone else, it seems, but I don't take offense to it. Thank you.
And she turns and just kind of waves. Like, almost does like a wave while she faces the other way and continues walking out.
Guard, next time you see anything amiss, let one of us know immediately, please.
You see, salutes. Of course, sir. I still remember what happened the other day. We'll never forget. We keep everything extra secure.
Yes, we're trying to avoid another break-in, another miniature massacre in the manor. We don't want that to happen.
You see Red Cloak just starts sweating. Both of them that are up at the front. Both out of like a little bit of respect and fear about the situation with you, but also like a flashback to like Red Cloak set up, investigating, looking over the bodies, informing everyone, and they're just like, how's a dark day?
They're like, not again.
But yeah, they are, you try and lock down the manor as best as you can, but that's Nesna's specialty. And she likes to be a little nefarious, mischievous, if you want to say it that way, instead of maybe the more dangerous tone. But you spend this next night resting up, and I think we'll move forward to you guys prepping for your little tea party at the start of the next session. And we'll go ahead and end off here. I think the only other note is that you would just get a letter from Gundren and Sildar, just the classic, good to see you, hope you're doing okay, whenever you want, feel free to chat. Just like, you probably get that from Gundren, Sildar, and Bart. All three of them.
Just a letter? They won't come in person? Damn.
I mean, I think you get the vibe that they're busy, and also you tend to invite them, and so they're kind of like giving some distance.
Yeah, feel free to come by. Open door.
The Red Cloaks out front saw at least Ame's situation, so they're maybe giving a little bit of distance.
Why?
Yeah, what's problem with Ave?
Just to give you guys your own space to approach. Sildar as a vet, Gundren, not quite a vet, but on his own excursions, is just like a. I think you might realize in this moment that you're talking about two old dudes who are also actually very sad all the time, and so they're like, hey, like, maybe they just need some space, and so they're like waiting for you. Actually, all three of them are kind of sad. Bart, Gundren and Sildar are all like back. I mean, you've heard some of their stories. They're like war vets who lost a lot of people.
Back in Nam.
That was Sildar's story that you heard. He fought in the Battle of Silver Marches. And that's not a good battle.
We know anything about that? Just like off the top of our
Yeah,
heads,
sure.
or
You can roll a history check. Sure.
I don't think I know anything about this, but mm, Dean?
Yeah. The War of the Silver Marshes, it was a kind of short conflict. It really wasn't that long. But it was sets of battle after battle between a joint force of, I believe it was a lady, like a high lady in service to the Spider Queen, and a white dragon, and a frost jarl, kind of making a cumulative, like, coalition and launching a war somewhat, I think it's to the north of where you guys are, northeast of where you are. And the Lord's Alliance sent out an allied army to deal with them, and it was really bad. Like, super bloody. Technically, the Lord's Alliance won, but it's like one of those things where, like, yeah, they won, but, you know, of the people sent out there, maybe about, like, you know, 50% of them all died.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it was, like, brutal. It was frozen mountains, swamplands, all sorts of stuff.
You met this man at level 3? That's crazy.
He's older, and you guys met him, and you remember he had like a limp, and he still does, and all this stuff. So he's an older guy, a little injured, but he made it out. I think that was like part of his description. He was a former knight of the Griffin Cavalry. But yeah, you got your friends back here in Phandelver. You know, if you want to reach out, some of them might be reaching out to you. But you also have this little tea party, and who knows? You've got your bestest bud, Nesna, back in town, and looking for.
He's on my hit list. I swear to God, man.
She's looking for.
I'll call you after her.
And
call you after her.
From what Strike could tell, she didn't seem to want the obelisk as much as she didn't want it to be left.
Is that something that happens often? Just fucking a chick showing up in your room with a knife to your back? Is that a knife? Are you happy to see me?
She's been messing with us for a while, to the fact where she almost killed me.
Mhm.
Like, very nearly.
Hey, she almost killed me too.
All right, we got to hunt down that drow.
No, but she's been relatively good the last, since we kind of made amends in a way. Like, she was mercenaries, essentially.
Yeah, so far I think the one who has the most positive relationship with her is Ame.
She respects me.
You guys also, I think, did the dance competition against each other. So.
Wait, that's crazy. Yeah, I forgot about
You guys
that.
did a dance competition?
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
At the festival?
Yep, that's the festival.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, my interpretive dance. I remember.
And she completely slayed, too. Like,
Oh my God,
yeah,
yeah.
I was surprised by that. That was crazy.
Well, she had backup, so I don't know if it counted. But
God, I have to plan a tea party.
Gotta get that spicy tea.
So, I'm out of the loop here. Obviously, Sarah is a known character, but I'm completely missing out. What's that from? Or is it a character that I should know about?